contest is scheduled for one fall. Approaching the ring at a total combined weight of 436 pounds, Scotty Too Hotty and Grandmaster Sexay Too Cool. Introducing first, from Pineville, West Virginia, weighing 232 pounds, Heath Slater. Drew McIntyre.
For this match here tonight, we have a rematch from a match we had 2 weeks ago at the start of the tag team tournament with Too Cool versus the three-man band. We have a little bit difference here. It is Slater and Drew McIntyre here instead of Slater with Jinder Mahal. We saw Jinder Mahal earlier face off against the Great Khali, as we see the new member of the three-man band, Drew McIntyre, make his way into the ring. And a nice drop toe hold to an elbow from Heath Slater and Drew McIntyre. Now the three-man band did go on to beat Too Cool in their first matchup 2 weeks ago, in which they went on to later face the team of Hell No in the finals of the Smackdown Tag Team Tournament. They lost against Hell No. Hell No are our current tag team champions. And if the three-man band can win here tonight, they might have a chance to fight Hell No for that championship once again. As you see, Heath Slater now grabbing Scotty Too Hotty, sending him back into the ring. That's elbow to the face by the one-man band and lead singer of the three-man band. As we see Drew McIntyre now fighting off against Scotty Too Hotty. Scotty Too Hotty able to counter into a nice suplex, sending McIntyre into the ropes. Nice scoop slam. Able to counter that momentum from Scotty Too Hotty. We have Slater now finally getting back on the top ropes here. Now Too Cool and with Scotty Too Hotty ended up facing off against Alberto Del Rio and Edge last week. And they were able to lose, unfortunately, against Alberto Del Rio and Edge. As we see Scotty Too Hotty and Drew McIntyre, he was able to get a huge bulldog onto Drew McIntyre. McIntyre getting thrown into the referee there. Scotty going up to the top rope for a nice Hurricane Rana DDT from the top rope. As you see, Scotty now going for a submission maneuver. A nice camel clutch onto McIntyre. McIntyre reaching for the ropes, but actually getting up onto his legs and able to use the strength to get Scotty back onto the mat. Going to tag in Slater now is McIntyre. Now Slater getting back into the ring after he started the match. Grandmaster Sexay has yet to enter this matchup. McIntyre was expecting Scotty to go towards the ropes and was going to try and duck him out of the ring. As you see a nice swinging neckbreaker from Scotty to Hotty. So you see the two tie up once again. He now sends Heath Slater into the tag corner. Now tagging. Too Cool is able to get a nice tag team maneuver onto Heath Slater here with a kick to the gut from Grandmaster 6A. Nice elbow from Grandmaster 6A. You see him tie up Heath Slater with an elbow to the face of Slater. Nice scoop slam by Grandmaster 6A to send Slater down to the mat. Series of punches from 6A and Scotty. Scotty actually hitting 6A, unfortunately. Slater getting an armbar applied to him and sent into the enemy corner here. Another tag team maneuver. This time, Scotty coming back into the ring. But back to the people who started out this matchup. As you get a cross arm breaker from Scotty to Hotty, but Slater grabbing for the ropes immediately. Swinging neck breaker now from Scotty to Hotty. We got a snap neck breaker from Scotty. Poke to the eyes from Heath Slater to Scotty to Hotty. And tagging in Drew McIntyre now. Headlock. Into a nice face plant. A flip kick missing there. Missing Drew McIntyre. McIntyre applies a big elbow to the face. And grabbing at the back of Scotty to Hotty. Suplex there. As McIntyre now goes for a submission maneuver, trying to put him to sleep there. Using his legs to crush the head of Scotty to Hotty. As you see, Scotty tripping up Drew McIntyre and stomping onto him. Scotty perhaps looking to try and tag Grandmaster 60, but McIntyre was blocking off the edge as Scotty goes for a giant bulldog, and Scotty is able to make the tag to Grandmaster 6A. Heath Slater walking away from the corner there. He's going to have McIntyre fight this match a bit longer. Slater not ready to get back into this ring yet. As we get a nice neckbreaker to McIntyre once again. Sexy going up to the top rope here in the enemy corner. Getting pushed off by Slater. The wrong corner that you want to go towards. And now McIntyre punching Grandmaster 6A. Countering that punch into a giant suplex. Sending Sexy halfway across this ring. Sexy getting sent into the enemy corner here. Now they're going to tag. And they're going to work together for a giant springboard suplex. Slamming the face and the chest of Grandmaster Sexay against that mat. Slater now grabbing at the head. Sexay for a nice scoop slam. Setting him down against the mat. So sends Sexay. Gets the ropes. Now gonna do a nice spine buster. Grandmaster 6A. Tie up once again between the teams of Too Cool and the three-man band. A nice elbow to the throat. Right to the eyes from Slater. Slater, nice neck breaker. Got a punch. Tie up once again. You see Slater now grabbing at the back. Nice leg sweep. We get another submission maneuver here, but Grandmaster 6A able to grab the ropes right away. Nice trip up, sending the face of Grandmaster 6A against the mat here. And now, nice neck breaker there. Sending him down to the mat once again. Looks like he's going to go for another submission maneuver, but he's right next to the ropes. He can't do that. He could have held on to that for a 5 count perhaps, but he does not opt to do that as he does another nice leg sweep. And goes for another submission maneuver here. Too close to the ropes once again, but he gets a little bit more time. Weakening the back of Sexay repeatedly. With his repeated camel clutches. Wrenching the neck back. And now tagging in Drew McIntyre. They're going to do another tag team maneuver. Nice atomic drop to a big boot by McIntyre, sending Sexay down to the mat. McIntyre trying to hurt the leg of the high flyer. Grandmaster Sexay going for a pin now. 1. Only 1 count. Sexay kicking out immediately. Slater has got to get out of the ring. Can't just chill there. As the ref now counts out Slater. Gonna go grab Slater and have to get him out of this ring. As a giant suplex from McIntyre. And McIntyre calling Sexay to get up as Slater gets Scotty and tackles him out of the ring. We get another double arm DDT as Slater has to get called out of the ring. That count was to get Slater out of the ring. As we see McIntyre now grabbing at the back of Sexay. I think Slater just lost the match for his team. Or at least did not have it end as of yet. As McIntyre could have pinned Sexay for longer. As Sexay goes for a roll-up pin here. 1. McIntyre kicks out right away. Sexay now going to tag in Scotty to Hotty. As he takes down McIntyre. And now he's going to take out Slater out in the corner as well. Ow, series of punches. And a nice move by Scotty to Hotty. He's feeling the groove here. He's going to send McIntyre out onto the rope. He's going to try and kick him out, but McIntyre countering with a kick through the ropes to Scotty to Hotty. McIntyre getting countered by Scotty. He's going to try and send him out to the outside once again. This time working as he sends McIntyre to the outside. What does Scotty to Hotty plan to do on the outside here with Drew McIntyre? As he sends a giant bulldog into that lightly padded concrete. As we see Slater now grabbing at Hotty, sending him into the ring. Another DDT, this time into the steel steps. Absolutely devastating the head of McIntyre as he sends McIntyre back into the ring. Scotty back on the outside, resetting the count. Grandmaster Sexay getting sent to the ring by Heath Slater. Heath Slater now sending in Scotty to Hotty. It's a 3-man band fight on the outside, and Drew McIntyre sends Scotty to Hotty back into the middle of the ring. Now does Scotty still want to fight on the outside? He goes for a pin. 1. Drew McIntyre does not like roll-up pins apparently. He does not counter there. As we see a nice counter by Scotty to Hotty for the huge punch with that flare. He goes for a pin on McIntyre. 1. Only 1 count. As we see him tie up for a nice armbar onto Scotty to Hotty, but Scotty able to put his foot under the rope and get out of that submission predicament. Another huge bulldog. 2. Drew McIntyre. 1. That head was pounded against the steel steps. McIntyre now tagging in Heath Slater. Heath Slater hasn't been in for a while here. He uppercuts Scotty to Hotty and sends Grandmaster Sexay down to the outside. And a punch Scotty to Hotty and gets countered as they tie up once again. Now, Heath Slater pushing away Scotty to Hotty. Swinging neckbreaker from Scotty to Hotty. The crowd is going wild here as this match is heating up here. He's got a rake to the eyes from Heath Slater. It dies the pace down a bit. And they tie back up together. Headlock from Scotty to Hotty. Another huge face buster from Scotty to Hotty. Busted open the head of Heath Slater. You can see the blood down on the mat now dripping from the face of Heath Slater. Another huge headbutt. Trying to make him concussed. Huge dropkick to the head of Heath Slater. Focusing on that head. He goes for a pin. 1. Only 1 count. Heath Slater still has a sense of mind to kick out of that pinning predicament. He faces another facebuster from Scotty 2 Hotty. And now, submission maneuver by Scotty 2 Hotty, wrenching the neck and back as Drew McIntyre tries to interrupt. Heath Slater actually picking up Scotty 2 Hotty. Drew McIntyre has got to get out of this ring now. Scotty 2 Hotty getting into a headlock, slamming the face of Heath Slater down against the mat once again. So many times, just focusing on that bloodied head of Heath Slater. And a nice hit to the back. And a neck breaker by Heath Slater, sending Scotty 2 Hotty down to the mat. Heath Slater has lost a lot of blood here. He must be getting woozy at this point, but still able to do a very nice DDT there. And go up to the top rope here. And do a nice elbow drop from the top rope, going for a pin here. One. Only one count. Scotty 2 Hotty able to kick out of that. Reverse DDT, sending Scotty 2 Hotty down to the mat, and I believe that just busted him open somehow. As we see him send Scotty 2 Hotty into his own corner, where Drew McIntyre waits, but Scotty 2 Hotty is able to kick out of the corner with that nice drop kick and take Heath Slater down to the mat with this trip, trying to hurt the leg there of Heath Slater. He's going to pick up Slater now and sending Scotty 2 Hotty over the top rope and out to the outside, where Drew McIntyre immediately attacks Scotty 2 Hotty and sends him back onto the inside. Well, Slater gets a bit of a rest here. Gonna wait for a longer count before getting back down this ring. Scotty taking retaliation against McIntyre, tackling him into our announce table. Heath Slater trying to go for a dropkick there. Make contact with the referee, not with Scotty 2 Hotty. McIntyre and Scotty 2 Hotty fighting on the outside here as Scotty gets tripped up. And now Scotty gonna get sent to those steel steps once again. And a giant high knee for McIntyre. McIntyre getting sent into that corner barricade. Slater now getting sent into the barricade as well by Scotty 2 Hotty. Heath Slater fighting against Scotty 2 Hotty. Those are the two legal men. So you got a tag team maneuver interrupted there by Grandmaster Sexay. All four men of Too Cool and three-man band fighting on the outside here. As both legal men and Drew McIntyre get tripped up over those steel steps simultaneously. We're at a 7 count almost. There's a 7. Drew McIntyre, if he tried to keep Scotty 2 Hotty out of that ring, he could have won the match for his team. As we get a nice spine buster by Heath Slater and a nice move by Grandmaster Sexay to Drew McIntyre, splitting him open on that concrete. As we get another nice DDT and a scoop suplex, as we're going to see perhaps a worm here. Now we see a taunting maneuver here. Dropping Heath Slater down in the middle of his mat, going for pin here. One count. Heath Slater able to kick out here. Swinging neckbreaker by Heath Slater. He's going to drag Scotty 2 Hotty into the middle of the mat, going for a pin now. One. No. Interrupted there by the entrance of Drew McIntyre. Scotty 2 Hotty whipped into the enemy corner here. Drew McIntyre going up to the top rope. Going to be helped out by Heath Slater, sending him for a crossbody from the top rope there. As we get them tied up once again, Heath Slater able to push away Scotty 2 Hotty, but he's pushing him away towards his ally corner, and that's where he goes in as he gets whipped by Scotty 2 Hotty. And Grandmaster Sexay, the only man not bloodied in this match so far, goes for a nice aided shoulder block into the chest of, as he goes for a giant flip, landing onto Drew McIntyre. He's able to go all the way across that ring and actually land onto McIntyre. An amazing feat for Grandmaster Sexay, but he gets sent into the corner and suplex out of that corner for a nice belly-to-belly suplex. And he goes for a pin here. One. Only one count as he kicks out there. As we get them tied up together once again. And Heath Slater now getting tagged in for another tag team maneuver, getting his face knocked against that boot. They're probably going to try and bust him open as well, just like his friend Scotty 2 Hotty is. He goes for a pin here. 1. He kicks out right away. No count on that pinfall. That Sexay kicks out right away against a very bloody Heath Slater. Heath Slater is bleeding profusely. His blood is all over the mat. It's all over his chest. It's all over his face. It's going to be all over this arena before very long. As you see Grandmaster Sexay get kicked out to the outside by Heath Slater. Heath Slater now picking up Grandmaster Sexay. Both men are very woozy as Scotty Too Hotty tries to help out his friend and gets sent into the corner barricade for a series of punches by Slater. Sends him down to the mat, but gets dropkicked from the back by Grandmaster Sexay. Drew McIntyre now in the area, going to pick up Grandmaster Sexay as both men try to get sent towards the steel pole. But a nice elbow to the face by Grandmaster Sexay. McIntyre going to send Sexay back into the ring as well at that 6 count. Slater now looking for a big move against Sexay. Both legal men in the middle of this ring going to put him into a tree of woe here. Hanging him upside down from the top rope with a series of kicks, but Sexay able to counter. He goes up to the top rope for a nice drop kick, sending Heath Slater down to the middle of the ring. Gonna pick up Slater for a nice kick, sending him down to the mat, dragging him into the middle. Gonna look for a pin here. Sexay, will he get the pin onto Heath Slater? 1. No. Slater able to kick out here, as this match has gone on for quite some time. As Slater now going to go for a pin on Sexay after that maneuver. Goes for a pin here. 1. No. Not even a 1 as Sexay kicks out immediately. And now sending Slater into the enemy corner. He throws Slater down onto the mat and goes up to the top rope for his big splash. Going to drop the leg right onto the neck of Slater. 1. No. Slater able to kick out there from that giant leg drop from the top rope. Series of punches by Sexay are counted by Slater into a nice neckbreaker by Slater, using a great amount of athleticism against Grandmaster Sexay. Now going for a pin here. 1. Only a 1 count as he kicks out there. Nice move to now bust open the head of Grandmaster Sexay. Drew McIntyre looking confused here as he goes for a pin here. 1, 2, 1, 2. Interrupted by Scotty Too Hotty there. Drew McIntyre was supposed to take out Grandmaster Sexay, but in fact delayed the pin count by the referee, as Heath Slater could have ended that match right there if Grandmaster Sexay was not saved by his good friend Scotty Too Hotty. Tag team maneuver here by Too Cool to get a kick to the gut. Now Scotty Too Hotty, the legal man, as all 4 men have been busted open in this matchup. We get a headlock. Nice drag, sending Heath Slater down to the mat for a pin here. 1. Only 1 count. And Slater able to get out of that predicament. He gets scooped up and slammed down onto the mat by Heath Slater. 1. Only 1 count. Scotty Too Hotty able to kick out as he get a nice neck breaker, sending him down to the mat. He's going to try and finish it now on Scotty Too Hotty. 1, 2, 3. 3-man band beat Too Cool again.